Oh my goodness, I've noticed a lot of people asking this question. What happened to Bobbi Altoff? Bobbi's Really Good Podcast was one of the most watched podcasts on YouTube, and the clips were all huge on TikTok. She was featured in Forbes' 30 Under 30, for some reason, and did collabs with some of the biggest creators on the planet, both in following and physical stature. But only a year and a half after her success, her popularity started to fall flatter than JoJo Siwa's singing. Really flat, from 3.5 million to 200k a few weeks later. She's deleted 90% of the videos on her TikTok, and people are wondering what happened. Why did Bobbi Altoff's Really Good Podcast fall off so quickly?
Who is this lady that's like interviewing all these rappers all of a sudden?
You're an industry plant, right? I am.
This Bobbi Altoff situation is completely
like the interviews. I think they're like she's trying to shit on people.
All right, you can leave now.
Her husband listed the date of separation as right after they filmed this interview.
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
If you're like Debbie here and you're unfamiliar with who I'm talking about, let me do a brief background on Bobbi. So the majority of Bobbi Altoff's online presence began in 2021, carving out a niche on TikTok with videos centered around her experiences as a mother. She initially portrayed herself as a stay-at-home mom and made jokes about the challenges and the absurdities of parenting. At this time, I think I remember seeing an article about her where she used to make jokes about the downfalls of breastfeeding. I have lopsided boobs from breastfeeding, so I stuffed with an avocado.
I'm just getting ready to run a few errands today, but I refuse to let my inconsistency hold me back from wearing tight tank tops. So today what I'm going to be doing is taking an avocado and sticking it inside to make them look even. Alright, I think that does the trick. I just hope that when I'm walking, the avocado doesn't fall out.
Even when she was doing her lifestyle videos, she was still very sarcastic, often delivered mundane observations.
I think I got to like 3.4 million followers on TikTok with like awkward mom stuff.
So it was the same vibes?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had the same vibe since like the very first video I had that went like viral.
And then she started using that same humor and persona to make podcast clips.
The clips did really, really well on TikTok. So I was like, okay, I guess I like have something here. So I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this, but it was hard to get guests. First, I was just running through every influencer that was mutuals with me, and I'm like, do you want to be on it? People are like, no, like that's, or just leave me on red. A lot of people left me on red.
Oh, now they're mad.
Oh, they reply now, actually.
Of course they do.
They're like, yeah, I'll take you up on that. I had got like 1 or 2 viral clips from it. Not viral, but like enough that I was like, okay, like this is like something that I'm gonna keep trying at.
Then in 2023, she tried her hand in podcasting, with her very first podcast being with comedian Rick Glassman.
All right, hi, Rick. Oh.
Is that part of the notes?
Yeah, it actually is. It says hi, Rick on my notes.
Show me.
Oh, Colleen Ballinger was her first guest. Well, I can see why she deleted that.
Who was your first guest?
Colleen Ballinger.
Oh.
Can you sing something really quick to help me calm down?
You want me to sing?
Yes.
What do you want me to sing?
Just a song. You said you're a singer. Did you lie about that too?
No, I didn't lie. I studied music.
It was actually kind of interesting how she got her first guest, because she was working alone, she didn't have any money, and she was really just crowdsourcing on Instagram.
Then I was like, I put a TikTok out and I was like, I'll give $300 to anyone who, the idea was I was hoping that like someone, I was like, if you tag someone and you get them to do it. I was hoping that like someone would tag like a celebrity and a celebrity would see that and be like, oh, I'll like do it. I think that's what led to Funny Marco.
Her clips were doing extremely well on TikTok. That's how I found out about her. But it wasn't until she interviewed Funny Marco that everything started to change.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in to the Really Good Podcast. My name is Bobbi Altoff, and today I have Funny Marco. Is that your real name?
This is Marco. I'm actually taking the funny off. My birthday was June 19th, and now I'm 30. So with me being 30, calling somebody funny
doesn't feel right.
That video was now sitting at 5.4 million views, and the clips on TikTok were triple that amount. And it was because of that interview with Funny Marco why her 4th podcast guest was Drake.
My video with Marco went very viral, like very viral. I didn't expect it.
That's when I first started. That's when I became aware of you.
But yeah, then Drake liked one of the videos I had uploaded and he followed me. I didn't realize it at first. Marco called me and he was like, Bobbi, look who just followed you. So I like filtered it to verified only people, and I was like, oh my god, like why would he follow me? He's like, he liked the video, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like shoot my shot to Drake. I don't know how this, I thought the chance of him replying was like a 1%, and the chance of him saying yes was like 0.000. I was like, there's no way. So I was like, come on my podcast. I said, when are you going to come on my podcast?
And he said
game
right away.
He was ready to do it. I flew out there like I think 3 days later.
Wow.
Got her to 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. And it was such a huge deal because do you ever see Drake do interviews? Not usually. He might do a show with Lil Yachty. And he did an interview with Caleb from Barstool Sports. But this podcast episode was such a huge deal because of how little Drake does podcasts with other people. Since the Drake interview, she's had interviews with Lil Yachty, Mark Cuban, Tyga, Shaquille O'Neal. But everybody attributes the beginning of the end for Bobbi Altoff being the Drake interview.
He laughed at something I said. That was crazy.
Wow, you told a joke.
I know.
First came the rumors of her cheating on her husband and a pending divorce.
So we had her on the show. The Drake stuff broke after. But since I knew her, I texted her. I'm like, hey, I'm hearing you slept with Drake and you got divorced. Is that true? Kind of joking. Like, she's like, off the record? No, not true, and something else.
Then, earlier this week, people noticed that she had abruptly taken down her podcast with Drake and that the two were not following each other on Instagram.
Because her husband listed the date of separation as right after they filmed this interview.
After that, Bobbi announced her divorce on Instagram, which sparked more rumors. Bobbi Altoff left her husband to twerk on TikTok. And it didn't help that in a lot of her interviews, her questions were very flirtatious.
Would you date someone that looks like me?
What does that mean? I can see you as a great relationship partner, and that's why you'll get.
Are you hitting on me? Are you hitting on me?
You're not my type.
What's your type?
Ghetto shit, just booty, titties.
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
Thank you.
And also the industry plant rumors.
Yeah, I mean,
or then there's always the industry plant gag.
I know.
You're not an industry plant, right?
I am, but.
So wait, what is the industry plant to you?
I mean, I don't truly like know.
What is that?
I feel like it means like, I don't know. I mean, like the industry is like helping you. Like I don't know where. I know I applied and they were like, yeah.
And then in early 2024, things really just got worse because that's when her popularity started to heavily decline. She started to face backlash for her dismissive interview style with guests like Offset and Lil Yachty.
Damn, I'm trying to get you to play. You lost in the sauce. You ain't shaking my hand. We finna get you to 25 million. You know what I'm saying? Just a little sprinkle.
Have a great day, Offset.
Just a little seasoning.
All right, you can leave now.
I don't think you have like your confidence level isn't on Terry Crews. You know, like it's not.
No,
it's not strong.
I have no confidence.
And this is something that Funny Marco even said in an interview.
And I feel like you blew her up.
I say we both did it because she was her, she's her, and I played a part because I did have a bigger following. So I feel like the people like, as you can see, the people like what we did together.
Right.
So that was never like the problem. I feel like, and I never said this, the problem was kind of like it shifted because on my page she got introduced as, I don't know, like, but I want to know type of girl. Like, I don't know about this, but I want to know. And then now it's like, I don't know and I don't care. So now she give out that to Offset and stuff. Like, I know you're Offset, but I don't care. But with me, it was like, I think you're funny, Marco, but let me learn about you. So on my interview, it gave that open where she was like trying to figure me out. But now it's like the interviews, I think they're like, she's trying to shit on people.
She was continuously being labeled as repetitive and unfunny. Bobbi was even supposed to do a comedy tour with Funny Marco, which he canceled, saying that he had to separate himself from the Bobbi tour. Instagram and stand-up are two different beasts. Marco says Bobbi told him she preferred to stand on stage without speaking much and just to go with the flow. And Marco says he was forced to nix the tour and hit the road solo again. He's not saying her style is whack, but for this kind of setup, he thinks she would have been eaten alive in front of a live audience.
I love Bobbi to death. Bobbi's a good person. You know, I feel like everybody good. Let's be real. Like, I don't have shit bad to say about nobody. But when people pay their hard working money, I really, really care about that. So when I'm on stand-up tour and I'm selling out these tours and then me and Bobbi be able to come together and people are paying their money to come see us, I really want that to get better. I don't want it to be the same. I don't want to take nobody money if you can't get it again. I did stand up before and I'm still doing it. So I understand, I'm learning how to entertain a crowd. And it's not the same thing that you get on Instagram. This is real life where people are going to look and they want the energy and they want the feeling. And I feel like Bobbi was stiff a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey man, let's really, really work on this. Like, and I paid script writers, like, let's really get him a show. And where she told me, that's not me. Bobbi was like, my comedy is me not talking a lot. And I'm like, shit, this is different. Like, you can do that on the podcast, but in real life, this is different. So her comedy was different from what she said, from what she wanted to bring to the show, which I can respect. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing about me getting mad. I'm not saying you're doing nothing wrong. I can't, but I just don't agree with it. I can feel like I don't agree with it. You feel me? The same way she probably don't agree with what I do. So you're not wrong for how you feel.
Okay, so as the novelty of her style faded, it seems like people started to lose interest with Bobbi. Other journalists characterized her podcast as really boring and painfully awkward, which is probably one of the worst things you can be accused of. Industry plant, fine. But boring? Altoff's signature interview style, characterized by her unconventional dry humor, has led to painfully awkward yet amusing episodes. Unfortunately, the Really Good Podcast doesn't quite live up to its name. While it takes a unique approach to podcasting by presenting unscripted casual conversations with well-known people, the content itself is boring. Oh, and there's more. Due to the lack of direction and narrative of the conversation, I couldn't get through an hour. It seems like Althoff was winging it, which made it difficult for me to stay engaged. You could even see that she shifted her interview focus from rappers to other people like actor Rainn Wilson, Michael Cera, Bobby Flay, Jimmy Kimmel. Those videos didn't perform half as well. But then she did do some interviews in between that did do very well.
So I'm a musician. What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. I make music.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
Speaking of the Michael Cera interview, it was less of an interview and was actually just an 8-minute ad. She even put ad at the bottom at the beginning of the episode.
Today we have
Michael Cera.
Why'd you smile when you said that?
I'm happy.
To be Michael Cera or just happy to be alive?
I can't believe I just watched a 8-minute ad for CeraVe. Longest ad for CeraVe ever. CeraVe's new ad campaign is strange but interesting. And I think a lot of people had a problem with not only this episode, but her shift towards brand deals in every single episode. The product placements, multiple ads in a video. It seemed to be alienating her core fan base.
Doesn't it always feel like some of your favorite moments are always stuck on your camera?
August 2024, Bobbi's public image became a topic of discussion. In Bobbi's case, they were commenting on her weight gain and her possible plastic surgery.
I am so tired of all of the comments of people saying she ruined her face and she can't even move her face, it's so frozen, she has so much filler. Let me just set the record straight real quick. One time and one time only. Actually, this is 2 times now. The only thing I have done to my face is that I have a little bit of filler in my upper lip, okay? That is it. I do not have cheek filler, but you guys seem to think I do because I put on a lot of weight, and that's because a year ago I was breastfeeding all the time, and when I stopped, I put on about 20 pounds, and a lot of that weight went into my face. My face is not frozen, okay? It's not frozen. But really the bigger issue is that you people seem to not care about your digital footprint. Like, I just don't understand, because I don't know a single successful person or normal person who leaves hater comments under anything. Do you want to know what regular normal people do? They talk about people they see on the internet to each other, not under their comment section. Like, send my video in your group message. Be like, ew, how is she still relevant in your group message?
Yeah, it really seemed like 2024 was a bit of a slump year for Bobbi Althoff. And if you look at the comments and the audience reactions, right around the end of the year, people were saying things like, I think she's really inconsistent. In the course of a single interview, she will use her awkwardness to be flirty and naive, and then other times she'll be really mean and condescending for no reason. As a viewer/listener, it's really jarring and I don't enjoy it. She thinks she's way funnier than she is. Annoying as F, and not funny at all. She's not funny, she's just mean. So Bobbi Althoff went on a break because she films her podcast in seasons. And during her time off, people were tweeting and asking what happened to her. And also during the break, she was suspecting of dating rapper Tyga, which she addressed in a video.
Sometimes the internet surprises me. Because after I went on his live stream, I saw a clip on TikTok and it had 100,000, no, maybe like 10,000 views. And it was like Tyga and whatever, I don't know, Bobbi on date something, right? Something alluding to me and him dating, but it's like a clip that very clearly shows no evidence of that. Like that clickbait is not gonna get picked up because it doesn't look like it. And you'd have to have no brain cells to think that. But what do you know? The men have no brain cells. They always have no fucking brain cells. It really, really, really blows my mind how few brain cells men have. And I know they're gonna be so mean to me in the comments right now. They're gonna be like, you're so ugly, I would never date her. Newsflash, David4321, Justin567, or Kevin, I love Jesus so much. I was never interested in you. There was never a chance that I would date you. So I'm glad we're on the same fucking page, okay? I'm glad we both agree that we don't want each other.
She was also suspected of dating 2 other football players, Sean Murphy-Bunting from the Cardinals or Cedric Ojbe. Because of this one blurry video, both players denied this was them, but once again, Bobbi commented on the situation. When my friends asked how it was getting broken up with after soft launching my first relationship post-divorce.
I have nothing negative to say about said person. Me and my ex-husband broke up in July of 2023, and I didn't talk to anybody else or anything for about a year after, and then I got lonely, met a guy around Thanksgiving, and I think things moved really fast. I don't know, I thought it was fucking fate. Clearly it wasn't. It was really sweet, really fucking thoughtful, and he just was very thoughtful, and I think that it raised the bar for me, which sometimes sucks because then it's like, fuck, I didn't want the bar to be raised at all, but nevertheless, it didn't work out. He broke up with me, then he ended his breakup, then I broke up with him, and then when I tried to undo my breakup, there was no undoing it. He was done, so.
The conspiracies and the controversies surrounding Bobbi are endless. Can we just read one of these tweets from one of the dumb hosts of Fresh and Fit? This thought ruined her marriage, missed the birth of her baby, to be in bed with Drake and sacrifice her family for fame. This is what happens when you sell your soul. How do you, as the mother of your baby, miss the birth of your child? But now if you go into Bobbi Altoff's channel, the Drake interview is completely deleted. People were speculating why that happened. If you go into her TikTok account, half of her videos are completely gone. All of her old content when she was doing the mommy vlogging and all of her old interviews, that's it. That's where it stops. I guess she got tired of people digging into her past and making conspiracies. Well, now it's the 3rd season of her show. She recently released the first video with Drewski, and right now it's sitting at 420,000 views in 2 days. The video has been performing under her usual viewership. The comments seem pretty positive, but it's mainly just people complimenting Drewski for being really funny. I don't know if the novelty of her show was worn off or people have just moved on to better podcasts.
Do you hop to?
Actually, yeah.
But people keep saying that Bobbi Altoff has had one of the fastest rises and quickest falls in YouTube history.
Ew, how is she still relevant in your group message?
Thank you everyone for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below and I'll be back very soon with something brand new.